What's up, guys? Hey, we're back again with another car review. I just want to say first and foremost, thank you for rocking with me thus far. It's just been something Trey and I just wanted to do just for fun, just because we have a love and affinity for different types of cars. But this one is more of an ode to Atlas, Trey's lover, his real love of his life, which is this 2020 Ford Explorer ST trim, which is the third or fourth trim in the lineup. So here we go, starting with the grille. What I really love about it the most is that it's definitely a vehicle that's built for all different types of terrain, and I really felt like picking Utah was definitely the best place for me to sing this ode to her. So what I love is the tough grille. I love the new redesign on the lights that they did from previous models. It is currently sitting on 21-inch rims. You have those specialized brakes so that you can handle all types of different terrain. I mean, this thing really outperformed itself when we went on different trips around the world, Niagara Falls, West Virginia, I mean, all over. So she's has some miles on her, but she's still holding strong. What I also really love is the color. This Atlas Blue has gotten a lot of comments throughout the years because she's so unique. I think we're just so used to, as a society, seeing Ford Explorers as the typical police car, but in this color, she really stands out against the bunch. So, coming on back here, love these dual exhaust pipes. She has a lot of great cargo room. Now, don't judge me, y'all. We're currently using her for this road trip, so she does have more things in there than she normally would, but it is a 3-row vehicle. You have lots of trunk space if you are a busy mom or a big family doing Costco runs in this, as opposed to the Jaguar that we reviewed, or even the Ford Bronco. This is more family friendly, and I just feel like it's just smarter overall to go on long road trips. So the cargo space inside, very nice trunk capacity. We got those captain chairs in the middle, and then the third row you can easily just pull up here. Lots of different hidden cargo space here at the bottom, where if you open this up, we have blankets, and just like our emergency materials are under there. So again, no judgment. We're taking this on an active road trip, guys. As far as specs are concerned, it is 18 city, 24 highway. To each his own. Depends how much driving you do on a regular day-to-day basis. It does take regular gas. It can tow up to 5,600 pounds, which is nice if you have like a little toy trailer that you want to attach onto here for specialized road trips. That's really cool as well. And it has 400 horsepower. I mean, every time Troy switches it to that demon mode, I like to call it sports mode, that thing just takes off. There's been numerous times where I had to check back, look back for my soul and my wig, y'all, because this thing just flies, okay? So let's come on to the other side here. The roof rack aspect, I believe you can definitely buy some certain extra trinkets to put on the top, like if we wanted to carry like a bike rack or any other like hiking special materials. We just are not really that type of family, so, but it does have the capability to do so. So now we will go into the interior. So if you guys can join me. Here you can see the passenger side. All right. And so we have all different types of seat controls. What's really, really cool about this particular trim, it does have massaging seats. So that's one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite vehicles to take on our long road trips. I wish we did it when we did cross country, but we had her shipped and we took mine instead. What I love, again, double sunroof, which is really cool. The start-stop button is right here. It's kind of hidden underneath where the vents are. We also have our infotainment system here. It's one drawback, I will say, in terms of Ford. They should either make it like bigger to keep up with the rest of the competition. Hopefully they'll do that moving forward. But the audio button, speaker system is pretty decent. All the phone, it is pretty responsive. It doesn't really need me to touch it multiple times. Lots of different settings here. So really cool. As far as audio, I don't know.
Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice.
So pretty decent range. It could go much higher than that. We have all our lighting controls on this side. A really cool aspect tray is going to come around the corner so we can show you what these all-terrain modes are all about. Another really cool feature is that the car itself can park itself, and I'll show you that button in just a minute. So if you hang around here in our little cockpit, we got the manual. It's more of a turn dial as opposed to a gear shifter. So park, reverse, neutral, drive. You can hit the center for manual. Then you have your little turn shifters here at the side of the steering wheel if you want to do that manual mode. You have your opening of the trunk buttons. All your light controls are here. Pretty decent space if you want to keep stuff in here. Okay then. Just kidding. That's not a trunk, yo. You're gonna kill me, yo. Anyway, the different mirror controls, 3 different seat positionings that you can automatically control as well. Again, so changing the different drive modes. Another turned out cool little trinket here. So here's all the modes. I turned it to the right. The first mode is normal. Then we have, okay, normal again. Okay, Jesus. Eco mode. Sports mode. Tow and haul mode. And where is snow and sand? Then we have slippery. We also have trail mode, which is what we used a lot out here. And then deep snow and sand, which I will say it does come in handy, especially coming from New York, New Jersey area. It was really nice just to see how she performed on avoiding black ice, etc. All right, then we have the different tire pressure settings here, and she's actually really good on gas. I think when Trey fills her up all the way, when we initially moved over to California, it was about $80 for him to fill up and to get to about 310 miles, 350 miles until E. So she does hold a lot for a 6-cylinder engine. Again, she takes regular gas, so that's really nice. And as far as overall maintenance, I do feel like Ford is meant to be, their slogan is built tough. However, I feel like with these later trims, you have to take it in for more maintenance than what's usual. So that's my only drawback, I would say. Another thing that is nice, I already talked to you guys about the horsepower, 1824 gas. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing some vital information here, y'all. We talked about the horsepower. We talked about the tech. Different modes.
Captain seats.
Yeah, we talked about the captain seats. Oh,
Parking.
oh yeah. So the self-parking. So if you come over here, the other extra is descent control, which is nice when you're going down all these different mountains around here. Taking off the traction if you want. This little button here, if you push that, the car actually parks itself, y'all. I was shocked. One time we were in DC and I thought the space was too small for Atlas to fit. And Trey was like, no, she got it. The car somehow is able to estimate the exact size and space. And I feel like if it was too small, it would show up and give us like a error message. But she was able to maneuver on his own. Trey took his hands off the steering wheel and she was turning and she managed to park herself. So I thought that was really interesting. And then you got your emergency brake here. I do want to take a quick little minute to show you the captain seats, just so that if you are a tall person like 6'2", 6'5", I mean, it's still comfortable. It's not like the roof compresses in on you like we've seen these other new crossbreed SUVs are doing lately. There's a lot of leg room here, so you're not going to be cramped. And even the third row is a pretty decent size for an adult to sit back there comfortably. So that's really another nice touch. Now, the first and final question in terms of overall score, I will say for every day in terms of durability, you're ready for whatever the weather hits you. And these days, since the weather is so bipolar, I do feel like Atlas is a good 8. Now, overall, It was originally purchased at $45K. Now, if you look at it on the market, it ranges between $33 to $43K. However, for this particular trim, it'll be on the latter end of the $43K if you want all the bells and whistles included. So overall score, I will definitely say a solid 7 or 8. She hasn't really let us down on all our long road trips. As far as reliability and just the long-term aspect, I will ding the score a little bit just because I feel like you're always running to the mechanic a little bit more often for the money that you're spending. So that's my only thing. Now, when you heard me turn on this vehicle, it sounded very much so a little different from a regular Ford. And why is that? Because Trey did a exhaust sort of modification. So I will have Trey talk to you guys about that. And is it still worth it, yay or nay, after the modification? And why did he do the modification?
All right, guys, so this is it. This is what most people call her Big Blue. Shanice and I, we call her Atlas because she literally takes us around the world wherever she can go. So to get to where baby girl was talking about how I pretty much modded the exhaust, I definitely did some modifications to it. I pretty much did nothing too crazy. I did a muffler delete, which pretty much removes all the dampening sound that goes underneath it, and replaced with just modified pipe so I can get that little girth sound. And the reason for that is because I just simply want to be unique as possible. There's so many Explorers, like Shanice said, that have a distinct look as far as like everybody's looking the same. But with this color being rare as it is in their arsenal of Explorers on that trim, and that being my favorite color, I just had to make sure that when people see me rolling into town, that not only do I mean business, but you know it is the bounty hunter of videography. It is your boy Trey G. So you're looking at her at this point being at 130,000 miles. I have been driving this bad girl to the ground. Now, also, little thing about her, this was an emotional buy. And I'm not going into details as to how it became that way, but I needed to have a change in my life, and this is a perfect example of who I am. I'm always on the move. I'm always around people, always supporting people when they need it. This is definitely built as a utility vehicle. It's actually categorized as one. Whatever you need to modify, you put it in there. It is so dope. The fact that I can carry seven people, including the driver. The fact that I can carry a huge load, no diddy. And the drive 400 horsepower in this is pretty much the Ford's version of a Hellcat. Not as aggressive, not as fast as a Hellcat, but this is Ford's version of a Hellcat, and I am so in love with it until you deal with the maintenance. Now, obviously, being at 130,000 miles, you are going to experience a lot of heavy maintenance on this. So recently, I changed the spark plugs, I changed the springs, changed the brakes, tires, a lot of things in that vehicle. I did a lot, simply did a lot. And it can rank up if you don't have an extended warranty. There are some parts that did have a warranty. Thank God I had that already purchased, but still, it was still time away for me making new relationships out on the field as a photographer and videographer. So what do I think about the Ford Explorer? I think that this one in particular, not only because it's my baby, but it genuinely speaks how unique it is when I'm not prompt to tell people how beautiful this car is. It literally speaks for itself. Shanice and I constantly go around Virginia, California, Arizona, and there's not a day goes by that someone mentions either the sound of the modified mufflers or the color of the vehicle. And I just simply love that. The only thing I also don't like about is the recalls. Initially purchasing this vehicle, there were many recalls, especially the big blue reverse light or reverse camera that wasn't working upon reverse. And because of those recalls, it actually prevented Shanice and I from putting this vehicle on Turo, which can dampen a lot of businesses. So when you have a vehicle that is like this, that's different from a different trim, and comes off to be holding you back from your business, it's a little thing for me on that avenue for additional passive income. But overall, I am so in love with this vehicle. I love my girl, but I am so in love with this vehicle. It's going to be sad seeing her go because, again, at 130,000 miles with a modern vehicle like this, You really got to take care of her. Otherwise, it's really going to shut down when you really need it. But she handled the snow, she handled the sand, she handled the desert as we hear right now. And obviously on the streets, she got that grip. And I love that. So what do I rate the 2020 Ford Explorer ST between 1 being the worst, 10 being the best? I also agree with her. It is a solid 8.5 out of 10. I love the durability. I love the all-in-one utility of this vehicle. I don't need another vehicle. All I need is this Ford Explorer. If I can take this one and upgrade it, I would. But this is my 4th generation Explorer I've driven. Fun fact, I've been driving Ford Explorers since I was 8 years old, since 2002. 2002 Ford Explorer, I had a 2012 Ford Explorer, a 2017 Ford Explorer Sport, and now the 2020 Explorer ST. Unless Ford sponsors me and I get to review more Ford vehicles in the future, this is probably going to be my last one. And it is bittersweet because, again, I'm in love with this. It's an 8.5 out of 10 for utility, versatility, and being able to travel comfortably. The massage seats in a vehicle that's around $50,000, that's unheard of. Like, it's ridiculous. And this is not even the highest trim. The thing on it is the drawback is like I said, the tech. When you use Apple CarPlay on a vehicle like this, you have this long vertical screen. Only barely half of the screen is used for Apple CarPlay. The rest is just a display of what you're using. And that is like, what the heck? Why is that even there at this point? Using the factory map and tools will allow you to use the entire tablet. So that's a ding on that part. And yeah, that's my baby. And until she dies, she's not going anywhere. This is the 2020 Ford Explorer ST. Welcome to our ST experience.